Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Andrew and today I wanted to do a slightly different video. I want to give you a bit more information about my life, what led me to starting an Amazon FBA business, why I'm starting an Amazon FBA business, what my goals are, and just generally give you a better idea of who I am. So if I haven't mentioned it before, my name's Andrew Lowe's and I'm a 19-year-old from the UK currently starting an Amazon FBA business. I'll start off by telling you a little bit about my younger years and what led to me being really interested in entrepreneurship. So I think I was about 11 when the idea of starting a business first occurred to me. I was in primary school, about going to secondary school, and I found out that the secondary school I was going to had this start a business program. And I remember talking to one of my mates at the time who was also interested in it pretty much every day. You know, the idea of just starting a business and being able to buy something and then sell it for a profit just fascinated me. So when we got to secondary school, me and my mates started this business selling stationery outside the canteen. So what we do is on the weekends, go to the shop, buy a load of pens, rubbers, pencils, and sell them outside the canteen at my school. So we were doing this once or twice a week maybe, and it did quite well. I think usually we would do about £40–50 in a day. But because we were doing it as part of this start a business program, we were supposed to give 25% of everything we made to the school. So we soon realized we could make more money by just telling the school we made less than what we actually did. AKA, I was already trying to avoid paying taxes at 12. So we were doing this for a couple of years, and I think it just got to the point where we were having to give 25% to the school, 25% to charity, and we were just left with about £10 a week. So I thought, I've had enough of this. I'm going to find another way to make money. So at this point, instead of buying stationery at the weekends, I decided to start buying sweets. I was buying a 10-pack of sweets for about £1 and selling them individually for about £1. So I was getting 1,000% ROI and I thought it was absolutely amazing. And because I was selling them out my locker, instead of keeping 25% of what I was making, I was keeping 100%. So I was exposed to business at quite a young age and entrepreneurship essentially became one of my biggest interests. Anyway, I went through school, did my GCSEs, did my A-levels, but the whole time it just seemed like the point of doing this was to go to university and then get a job. But I'd already seen the power of business, so the idea of going to university and then getting a 9-to-5 just to collect a paycheck just really did not appeal to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to university. You know, it is still an option I'm considering. I just think if you're going to go, you should really have a good reason as to why you're going. And I really didn't have a reason why, because I knew my passion was entrepreneurship and ultimately I just wanted to start a business. Anyway, that was summer last year, and up until Christmas I was working construction for my dad, building an extension and a barn to earn some money to start a business or go to university. Around October time last year, I realised I really wanted to start a business, otherwise I was just going to go to university. So I started looking at ways to make money online. And this is when I first came across Amazon FBA. I'd heard about it a year or two before from Stefan James or Project Life Mastery, but I really wasn't in a position to start a business then. And I think I started watching some of his videos again, and he mentioned how Amazon FBA was still such a great opportunity. So I decided I was going to give it a go, and I think by November time I'd found my first product. I'm not going to go through the timeline of my first product in this video because I did that in another video. I'll link it in the top right if you want to go see that. December time I realized I wanted to travel to a different country and basically meet with some Amazon FBA sellers. So I found out there was a big community of Amazon FBA and just online entrepreneurs in Thailand. So I booked my tickets and was there in early January. I was there for 6 weeks and met a lot of like-minded people and also a lot of really experienced FBA sellers. So I was just learning a lot and spending most of my days doing product research because at this point I was so set on this business model and I just wanted to find as many products as possible. After that, I went to Australia for 2 weeks and spent some time with my uncle and had a really good time there, and I've been back for 2 weeks since. So now I've started building again with my dad and another lad. At the moment what I'm doing is getting up around 5, half 5 and talking to suppliers for an hour or two, and in the evenings I'm usually doing some other FBA related things, so graphic design or product research. Also, all the money I'm going to be earning is going to be going straight towards the business because I'm fortunate enough to be living with my parents and not really have any living expenses. Anyway, that takes me to today where my first product has just finished production and I plan to get it inspected and shipped in the next week. So what are my goals for Amazon FBA? Well, my first goal might seem a bit crazy, but it was to do £100,000 in revenue this year. Now, I was planning on beginning selling in January, not April, so I've got 4 less months to do it in, but that is my goal for this year. Now, some people might think that goal is impossible or just crazy, but I find it really motivating, and I believe that if your goal doesn't scare you a bit, then it's just not big enough. In fact, the first thing I wrote on January 1st was an Amazon logo with £100,000 in revenue underneath it. I'll put a picture of it here. I tried to look at it every day just to remind me what my goal is and what I'm working towards. towards. So my ultimate goal is to scale it to over 6 figures in the next 12 months, then transition into doing it full time and reinvesting all profits to scale it as big as possible. In terms of why I chose the FBA business model, there's 3 main reasons. Reason number 1 is I really like the idea of creating a brand of products that customers love, and by creating a brand, it's ultimately something I could sell in the future. Reason number 2 is it can be extremely passive and done from anywhere in the world with an internet connection. So once my products are up and running, it means I could be making money without having to invest my time. And this is really appealing to me because while you can make as much money as you want, you only get so much time. And being able to do what I want with that time is really important to me. And reason number 3 is you are literally joining forces with one of the biggest companies in the world. And as they grow, your business will grow with them. Okay, so that's been a little bit about me and my FBA business that I'm starting. If you're starting your own FBA business, or if you've already started selling, please drop me a comment below and tell me what your experience has been so far. I'm really interested in hearing everyone else's experience. Otherwise, if you're interested in hearing more about the product I'm starting, this video goes through the timeline of when I first found it to when I plan to begin selling it, and my most recent video goes through how I plan to launch it. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you drop a like, and if you're interested in following my FBA journey, please be sure to subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.